Hello, I'm Persolaise, award-winning perfume critic and author of the Snob Perfume Guide book, and today I'm here with Feelunique to tell you about 10 perfumes that I think every guy has to try. This is the classic Aramis from 1964. Essentially, it is a huge leather upon a base of sandalwood, but also very prominent in this is a bitter note of sage. The reason for that being that in the 60s, bitter materials were quite popular in men's perfumery. They then somewhat fell out of fashion, but I would say they're going to make a comeback, and if you want to be ahead of the curve and a trendsetter, you ought to go for this one. This is Christian Dior's superlative Dior Homme from 2005, composed by Olivier Polge. A very clever combination of both masculine and feminine notes. It mixes iris and woods on the one hand, together with baked apples, cinnamon and vanilla on the other. It is the smell of complete and utter confidence of somebody who is comfortable in their own skin and knows what they want out of life. Habit Rouge from Gala, released in 1965, happens to be one of my personal all-time favourites and is also a massive bestseller in France. It starts with a burst of bergamot, which is a citrus material, before moving on to leather and woods and vanilla. From the inimitable Mr. Tom Ford, this is Tom Ford Noir, a fairly recent addition to his masculine collection. Essentially an oriental, which means that its base consists of materials like resins, balsams and vanilla. It's made more modern and lifted by a burst of pepper at the very top. This is the smell of luxury and comfort. Epic Man from Amouage, released in 2009, is very aptly named because it's inspired by the epic journey along the Silk Road, where travellers and traders would have picked up rich silks and spices like cumin, saffron and cardamom, as well as frankincense, and in this perfume all of those materials are placed on a bed of sandalwood and myrrh. As soon as you spray it, you can almost literally feel your horizons expanding far ahead of you. This is M7 Oud Absolu from Yves Saint Laurent, and in case you're wondering, oud refers to one of the ingredients in the perfume. It's a substance which smells inky, smoky, medicinal and woody. In this composition, it's lifted by sweet mandarin at the top and grounded by myrrh in the base, all of which turns it into an evocation of the most dependable person you can think of. Declaration from Cartier, released in 1998, turned out to be a highly influential piece of work. Lots of other perfumes for men took a few ideas from this one. What's interesting about it is that it is literally cool. The fact that it uses cardamom and cedar means that it creates a cooling effect on the skin, but it's also cool in the sense of being trendy. It always makes me think of a young graduate who's just about to head into the world in his sharp new suit. CK All from Calvin Klein is a 2017 update of the classic CK1 from 1994. In fact, the original perfumers were told to try and recreate CK1 using modern materials which wouldn't have been available to them in the 90s. What it smells of is a fresh, vibrant, dewy citrus fruit. Ambre Sultan from Serge Lutens is an absolute masterpiece. Another take on the amber fragrance, which means that it's based on vanilla and resins. It features really smoky, bitter herbal notes at the top, which serve to create an image of an endless desert and a camel wandering far ahead in the distance, maybe an oasis somewhere, but overall, intense, delicious heat. Cologne from Noogler is exactly what it says, a cologne, which means that it's based on citruses, herbs and woods. But being a Noogler scent, it's also quite unpredictable and quirky. In this case, the citruses feel as though they've come from some otherworldly setting, which makes all of this familiar and yet completely strange. Thanks very much indeed for watching. Please leave a comment to let me know about some of your favourite perfumes for guys, and do look out for my other videos on Feelunique.